Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about Brazilian biomes.
Firstly, we have to know, what is a biome? Biome is a biological unity or geographic space characterized according to macroclimate, phytophysiognomy, which is the aspect of vegetation of a place, specific soil, and altitude. The Brazilian biomes are Amazon rainforest, Cerrado, Caatinga, Pampa, Pantanal, and Atlantic rainforest.
About this biome, we have that takes up around 40% of the lands in Brazil, and the climate is humid equatorial, which is typical of regions close to the equator. About the fauna, we have that it has around 30 million animal species in the Amazon, which birds like parrots, toucans, and etc., and which mammals, reptiles, and others, plant, forests, and igapós. The soil in the Amazon is very sandy. It has a thin layer of nutrients formed due to the decomposition of leaves, fruits, and animals. This layer is rich in humus and organic matter that is very important for some plant species in the region. About the hydrographic, we have that the color of the water varies depending on substances found in rivers. There are the important rivers like Xingu, Tapajós, and Trombetas that have clear, and we have the most famous Blackwater River in the Amazon that's Rio Negro, and humus is greatly responsible for the dark color. Now I'm going to talk about Cerrado, that's located in Brazil Central, in the states of Minas Gerais, Goiás, Tocantins, Bahia, Maranhão, Mato Grosso do Sul, Piauí, and Distrito Federal. The biome has two distinct seasons, like a dry winter and a rainy summer. It's important to highlight that Cerrado has a lot of animals, like 935 species of birds and nearly 300 mammals, for example, Cerrado fox, jaguar, etc. About the flora, the biome has a wide variety of plants, like 10,000 species. The soil is poor in nutrients, and the flora generally consists of short, sparse, and dry-looking plants. About the hydrographic, the biome has three rivers that are Tocantins, São Francisco, and Prata.
Now we are going to talk about Caatinga. The Caatinga biome is the only exclusively Brazilian biome, which means that much of its biological patrimony cannot be found anywhere else on the planet. It is a typical vegetation of semi-arid climate and is found in areas of the northeast of Brazil and the states of Maranhão, Piauí, Ceará, Rio Grande do Norte, Paraíba, Pernambuco, Alagoas, Sergipe, and Bahia, and it's found in the area of southeastern Brazil and the state of Minas Gerais. Consequently, this biome occupies 10% of the Brazilian territory. The name Caatinga means white forest in Tupi-Guarani, referring to the vegetation of this biome in the period of drought, which loses its leaves and appears whitish aspect. The climate of the Caatinga is semi-arid, characterized by high temperatures with annual average between 25 and 30 Celsius. The vegetation of the Caatinga constitutes a type of vegetation adapted to the aridity of the ground and the scarcity of water of the region. Most of the plant species of the Caatinga have xerophyte characteristics that allow them to survive in arid conditions. Adaptations include reduced or modified leaves and spines to reduce transpiration, leaf fall during the dry season, like deep roots to absorb soil, water, and modified root water storage system and water storage. In the Caatinga, it is possible to find from high and dry forest up to 15 to 20 meters high, called arboreal Caatinga, which is found in a scattered form from Bahia to Rio Grande do Norte, in wetter regions, to low and scattered bushes, cactus, and bromeliaceae. Although the diversity of animals in arid and semi-arid environments is lower than in tropical forests, it is necessary to undo the myth that Caatinga is a biome poor in species and endemism. The Caatinga actually houses several species of mammals, birds, amphibians, reptiles, fish, and others. In addition, many species are endemic to this biome. The problems are that the Caatinga is the most degraded ecosystem of the planet. Hunting, the withdrawal of the forest, and the drought threaten the animals of the region. Species that inhabit the Caatinga are threatened with extinction, among them the blue macaw, the anteater, the armadillo, the wild dog, and others. Now we're going to talk about the Pampas. The Pampas are a natural pastoral region of plains with field-covered plains located in southern South America. It covers the southern half of the Brazilian state of Rio Grande do Sul, occupying about 63% of the territory of the state. It is the only Brazilian biome present only in federative unity. Pampa originated from Aymara and Quechua, means plain. The climate of the region is temperate, of the type subtropical, which is characterized by great seasonal variation, with hot summers and very rigorous winters, with the occurrence of frost and eventual precipitation of snow. It also has 4 well-defined seasons of the year. It has smooth temperatures and rains that do not vary much during the year. With fertile soil, it is an important area for agriculture and it has been widely used for farming. When viewed from afar, the Pampa has the appearance of a green carpet because it has a flat, homogeneous landscape. In comparison to savannas and forests, the Pampa is considered fundamental in attenuating the greenhouse effect, controlling soil erosion, and preserving biodiversity. Ecologically, it is a biome characterized by vegetation mainly composed of grasses, creepers, and some trees and bushes, found near rivers which are not abundant. As regards vegetation, the Pampa has the predominance of herbaceous which have between 20 and 50 centimeters of height, grasses and some shrubs and trees, and creeping plants. The fauna of the Pampa biome is very rich and diverse, with a wide variety of birds, mammals, arthropods, reptiles, and amphibians, for example, mico-leão dourado, and the economic activities developed in Pampa region, that is, agriculture and cattle raising, marked by the expansion of pastures and fields, are the main responsible for the deforestation and degradation of this biome.
The Pantanal extends through Bolivia, Paraguay, and Brazil and has about 250,000 square kilometers of area. In Brazil, it is about 62% in the states of Mato Grosso and Mato Grosso do Sul. The climate is characterized by the alternation between periods of heavy rain, which occur from October to March, and periods of drought in the month of April to September. The fauna is very diverse. Surveys recorded 325 species of fish, 53 of amphibians, 98 of reptiles, 656 of birds, and 159 of mammals. Alligators, capybaras, and jaguars are among the main animals. Also noteworthy are the blue macaw and tuyuyu. The flora is different between areas. In the flooded areas, we find grasses. In the intermediate regions, small shrubs and undergrowth develop, and in the higher regions, the landscape is similar to that of the Caatinga, with large trees. Now we'll talk about Atlantic rainforest. It appears in Brazil, Paraguay, and Argentina, and the area is around 6 to 8% of the original area. The climate is characterized by high temperatures, high relative humidity, abundant precipitation, frequent fog in some areas, and intense light. The endemic species of the Atlantic forest is enormous. However, the situation of this high biodiversity is extremely serious, since most of the animals threatened with extinction live in the Atlantic forest. The upper stratum of the flora is composed by taller trees, such as legumes, ipês, manacá da serra, among others. The shrub stratum is formed by arboreal species, like jabuticabeiras, palmitos jussara, and begonias, that live shaded by the tallest trees. Small plants form the herbaceous stratum, such as grasses, mosses, and young plants that will be part of the upper stratum.